The Origins of Life, Chi Creation, Part 14. So we've got the hermit crab, and how it's coming out of the wave. So you got the roll of the wave, we've got the hermit crab coming out of it. So this is where life comes from. You know, it's gonna like it's also showing you the shape of the flower. So how you bundle it all together, and then you've also got the chakra as well. So like in this episode, which one was it? Origins of Life Part 1, Spirit of Nature. We end at first series, which we'll call the War on Nature. This is still kind of included in that series and stuff like. But outward, like the shape of a chakra. And so we're talking about like the realm in the previous series. Not to this one, but to this episode that we're doing now. The waves of love and light and light. Love, light, and enlightenment. And we're talking about the peacock feather having that pear shape to it. So in that kind of sense, we've got a pear shape there, haven't we? So our chakras shaped in that kind of way. That's one of the reasons why I tell to like rewatch the episodes and all these kind of things, because it's kind of like it. There's a lot of things which are kind of like very relatable to what we're on about and stuff like. You know, to go back and stuff kind of thing like. So we see it in that chakra shape, how it unfurls and all that kind of stuff. And you got the spiral in it and stuff. The wave tunnel. So again, you know, you got like this coil, and you got the opening, and then you got this part as well, like the stem at flower. That's how the water can travel up it. That's all light traveling in like lines and stuff. But essentially, like, you know, it's got that chakra aspect to it, and how life is kind of like creeping out of it and stuff. So you get more seashells, how they look like flowers as well. But also, like, I'll go back actually. It's like these notches. We were talking about the half cabbage. I was seeing this pattern, so like how it creates these patterns, it's like the same as that on the shell. So when we see it there, we're seeing it's just one wave, but as you look through this way, we're seeing the time lapse of a wave in a sense and stuff like. You're seeing the wave there, and then you're seeing the top of the. Where we're going, let's have a look. This is a good example. So you see how it rolls, how it moves. So here you've got like something. It's got gaps, so it kind of like there's. It's got continuous flow, and then see that continuous flow. About to be in see, the continuous flow doesn't maintain continuous. It's a bit up and down, and then it's like hooped in a sense, like arched, and then it continues to be continuous again. But whilst it's being continuous, even at that part, so I actually pause it. It's being continuous at the moment. Whilst it's going continuous, it's looking to that part and then going to that part, So like the concentration or what the water's remembered for when it's creating these kind of patterns, that's when it's going into water, and that's when it's part of wave. And so it's going back into water again, or it looks like a separate piece. But we'll look at it that way, and it's just a consistent wave because you're looking at that angle of it. There's a few things I could come back to this one. So we're seeing that, you can see how that is, like how that curl is and stuff like that kind of thing, and how it's joining up with it and stuff. You have the lines that wave inside. Oh, it's a bit, it's not the best picture for it, that one. And so here we've got the same thing. You've got the wave, you've got the roll-up wave, and then each part, because like on previous picture, they're just little lumps, you know. Whereas here it's splashing out. So like when it goes into water, it's like what this, it's probably surface water which is getting caught up into the roll-up wave. So it might be warmer than, like, you know, a couple of feet underneath. And once it splashes into water and goes back into it, you know what I mean, once it all disperses and crashes into water and stuff like, then you've got warm water going in cooler water. So there's a difference, and it's going to experience it, and it's going to recognize the difference in temperature and stuff. So it features it. You know, it's giving it a reason to include it in a way. So another example there, you got all those lumps. So it's like the cabbage. There's also the funnel shape, the chakra. I think about a pint of broccoli as well. About broccoli, but as it has all its individual, like how it's shaped like that. So like I say, it's like front wave. You've got that arc wave kind of thing. It splashes out. It makes these lumps, and then it disperses the warm water into the cold area. So it splashes out almost like a tree, you know. That's how like you can like dilute pop when you pour that into water, and you see how that disperses. It's got a similar pattern in it, so it's like the clouds going up in that kind of way. Which we included that on Water Nature. We were talking about clouds and stuff, creating shapes. So here we have the direction at wave, and then the waves kind of going over the top of it as well. So it showed you information in two different directions in a way. So here's you got your wave. You can see how the spiral of it, you can see the colour and the water, all the trails with the froths leaving, all that kind of stuff, like, say, related to your eyeball and all that kind of thing. But how it's making these patterns. And so it'll, you know, it fits the cabbage in that kind of way. And so why the cabbage is quite important for its shape. And this, in terms of like female anatomy, is quite graphic, but it's all there in that kind of sense. Everything's like the same thing, just repeated, but done from a different perspective, I suppose. And you see the flower, you see all that, how that all becomes the roll and the wave and all these kind of things. So there, you know, a bit more flower-like in a sense, and how it's portrayed and stuff like. So you see the wave coming in, and then you see all the water coming back into it and stuff like that. It should be a reflection halfway through that and stuff like that. But so here we've got roll-up wave. You're seeing the spiral part of it, so it's creating these contortions and stuff like. You also got all the white there for all froth-up wave as well to include onto it. But again, it's like the same shape in a way, almost with differences, but it's following the same pattern, like the yin and the yang in that kind of sense. So here again, how it's like forming like the eye and all these kind of things. So like you've got all your wood patterns, all these drag lines for ocean and all that kind of stuff as it reaches its point and stuff. And so yeah, we've got like his roll. We've got all his teeth, which are kind of most obvious part of it and stuff like. And the gums. You see how far the teeth go in terms of how it's representing the information. That's just like the teeth at wave and stuff like. Which is one aspect of it, like because like the waves coming towards you, there's like two different ways the information is gonna like use. It's like the human mouth is like got like the teeth coming forward in that kind of sense. With like the wall of the face kind of thing. So like so another look at it, like because we can see that how that'd be like a human mouth coming towards you, but you can also say that like on the side of a crocodile, how it's like the side of the mouth. So then you look at the skull shape, and then the beak area, nostril area. You know what I mean? So then you've got like you don't have to have a beak and teeth and stuff kind of thing. Beaks do generally have like teeth like that kind of thing. But how it's shifted that information, because if that were the case, then it'd have eyes here and it's looking that direction rather than towards you. So it flips that information all the time. It's always doing it. So that coffee bean shape as well from these seashells. Another thing to note, you often get like lines on your lips, like crease lines kind of thing, which follow that same direction of the teeth. And then inside, this has also got like another row of teeth. So that's like its lip, like the top outside area, and then it's got its teeth on the inside. So it's like, the lip formation, and then as it gets stronger, it suddenly turns into the tooth formation. So it's like a time lapse. It's like that's the previous photo. Like it took that like a few seconds before it took that photo. You know what I mean? And then the ocean teeth were more formed a few seconds later. So that's about what's it called? How it all connects together because you got the flower and all that kind of thing, right? And then like when all the water splashes out and it comes back and it kind of creates channels in sand, and then like it creates rivers that way. So every time it splashes out and comes back, the water follows those rivers. So it kind of creates those patterns. So to have that like to have limbs in that kind of sense. And we've kind of covered it before, but in terms of like being related to the flower and all that kind of stuff. This one's got some teeth on it as well. You've got all froth, ocean, detailed for each wave. We have the chakra spirals, coils. So again, like a chakra, it's not, it's too bright for camera, I think. So again, like a flower, but it's all quite smooth in that kind of sense. So in terms of like watching the wave go round, that's the opposite of the cabbage. I've got another picture which is better, but you see there, it's turning into cabbage at top. And it's starting to look like that Hindu kind of pattern. The rest of it's smooth. But it depends where it shows it from. I see this is a one-way X-ray. So you can see how it... when you look at a flower and you can see how it unfurls, so you can see all the petal shapes, how it's kind of creating that. Also like tree limbs. Like on some plants you can tell if it's male or female with the location of, if they both come off at the same point where limbs come off, or the intersect like that. Again, the chakra, how it suits that so well, kind of thing. And it also looks like it's made out of wood. But it's just capturing them same colours, so it's like that gets it from the ocean, and then that's why trees have those colours. Because again, it's got that brown colour in there and stuff, brown, and then the really light colour. So when we're talking about skin colour as well, you know what I mean, that shows you the difference. And it is, you know what I mean, it's the same thing. It's just a different shade and that kind of sense and stuff. But again, the flower shape, that's how very flower-like that is. Again, each notch. That's when it's going into water. That's the curved wave. So that's like it's still in air. It's not gotten in water yet. And then that part, it's focused onto where it went into water. But if you follow that down, like through it, then you'd have that continuous wave. So it's showing you both basically, rather than showing you one. So again, like a flower, a little bit like the stem, but also like a couple of parts ago, our episodes to this series, of a funnel of water, the whirlpool, and it's kind of creating that kind of shape to it. And we're saying it's the wave as well, isn't it? So it's like more of a wave, because you've got all these patterns on it and everything and stuff like which coincide with it. It's just that a whirlpool kind of creates the same shapes. So again, like flowers. See that like somebody sleeping in a sleeping bag. So we get the same thing again. So like how the eye kind of fits all that same pattern. So like everything to do with your anatomy is all to do with the chakra. Everything's a repeat of chakras kind of thing. And the chakras are the light, energy, water has explored where we are, and then it knows how to use that information appropriately. So you know how your body can breathe the atmosphere, etc., and all these kind of things. And it's just a big repeat of it. It's kind of like I'm saying, which is like a big repeat of everything which I've already said in previous episodes and stuff like. But it's how it kind of like goes full circle in that kind of way. Oh, so like a tree rings as well. It's bottom of the snail, isn't it? So it's not an actual eye, but some of them other snails did look like glassy and stuff. So again, like tree rings, all that kind of stuff. You got the roll at wave, all that kind of thing. Colours. And so, like, another aspect of things, like the functionalities and stuff like that kind of thing. Like the waves are moving forward, right? But like your nostrils, see, it's if that's the bridge of your nose, it's going the wrong way. You know what I mean? The wave's going that way, but the bridge of the nose would be like it's facing the sky, if anything. Your teeth are going forwards, but then you've got the sideways because like the tunnel is the tunnel itself. So like the tunnel of your nostrils, whilst this is moving forward, it's creating that vortex effect, and it drags the air through or the liquid through. You know what I mean? So, so you can breathe in or out in that kind of sense. How you eat food, how the water gets caught up in there, and then it's condenses it and it forces it out. You know what I mean? And so even though the wave's going forward, the water's experiencing uh, things going in and out of a vortex in a sense. So like you know like to appropriate to breathe in and out in that kind of way. But it's likely to be going one way or other way kind of thing like. But it appropriates like sex as well, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Like in the sense of direction, it's kind of confusing, but because it's got another direction, it's got two directions. It's going forwards, but it's also going whichever way the vortex is going. So like when it throws all the water out and all these kind of things and stuff like that. It's a direction which is like opposite to the forward momentum of the wave and stuff. So it might appropriate that to be its main direction rather than forwards. So like your beak is facing this way. So when it closes, it's got like teeth along the edge of it, which is like the front of a wave. You know what I mean? But it's facing the wrong way in a sense. It depends because the ocean sees that as the appropriate direction. It sees the information in loads of different ways anyway. You know what I mean? Like the human face is different to a crocodile's face and stuff like that kind of thing. Like, a conch shell, trumpet shell. So for sound and all these kind of things and stuff. And how it looks like a flower as well. It's got the cone shape and the trumpet flower kind of shape. But like you know, like in terms of you put a seashell to your ear and you can hear the ocean and all these kind of things and stuff. So you, like the harmonics of these shapes are really good for that, aren't they? So like you know how your hearing is developed and all these kind of things, how sound travels through. Um, it can go in that kind of sense, but in the same sense, it can come out in the sense that you make these trumpets and then you can make horns with them and all these kind of things. And the acoustics for it, you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's done to a state where it's gonna, you know, it isn't a musical instrument in itself. You don't have to carve it and all these kind of things. Oh, maybe there is a bit, but I don't know. So again, the chakra, the point. There is a long point on this one, but it's just a different shaped chakra. It's all light going into it and froth and stuff. So, like on this one, you've got. I'll turn it around that way. So if that were going into water, like this is surface of water here, and then it's rolled into it, right? So it's taken the information and followed the roll perfectly. And so every time you twist this, right, and that'd come down, and then you can continue to twist it throughout the entirety of it, and it's recorded the information of that part of the journey, rather than recording all the ups and downs of a wave, all that kind of stuff. I kind of think it's in there. It's like this bit, you know what I mean? That's the top part of wave that's not gone in the water yet, and then it'll come round, won't it? You know what I mean? But eventually, come to tip and edge, all that kind of stuff, like, and then come out. So you compare that to the cabbage, and how it's kind of similar to that, but it's just not got the notches until it gets to the end. That's another one. So you can see it in that same way. As it coils, it's a cup, you know what I mean? So you can see where the next part kind of comes in that kind of way and stuff. How the fold works, and like how flowers unfurl in that same sense. I think I took that but wood colour. It's shape obviously. But all water lines. I don't know. So like that other shell where I turned it into a skull, like the side view. So like you got the hole there and you got the hole there, so you got like the mouth and the nose. So, you know, if I turned it the other way around, or I can't, that's a shame. If I turned it the other way around, you see what I mean? That's like a beak, that's its nostril, that's its eye. So I use tiger stripes. Front wave, alt dragon, it might be turning into teeth, all that kind of stuff like. A flower, it's all the time lapse. It like it's going into water on each different part. See, it depends where it's like it's taken in segments rather than a continuous journey, and it's like each segment it's gonna appropriate information. So these little shells, all froth, roll at wave there. So we've got those photographs on them. You see, roll at wave, like there's lines and that kind of thing. They're only kind of subtle, but they're all froth. I think the photographs are best bit anyway. Bubbles at bottom. A photograph of bubbles, then all froth, sheen at wave, and yeah, it looks gold with sunlight. With again, all froth and stuff. I've never seen them before. I didn't know what it looked like. Again, because it's like different consistencies every time you see it. All of this part as well. It's like the slug part, and it's got all those little patterns, so you can see how it's like frothy texture. It's like, you know, a bit of a drag, and then you got the wall of the wave kind of. Oh, that's the wall, and that's all the froth again. There's a lot of patterns and stuff kind of thing. How, you know, accurate it is and what it's showing you. I'm not going to be able to continue. I have more to add to this one. I've got about 5 minutes more to do, but I don't know, I might have to leave it here and round it up because it's like the teeth shape, and yeah, how everything, it's a repeat of the information. And also you got your froth pattern here, so we had this tiger patterns and we've got this like leopard, jaguar kind of pattern. You can see how it's a froth and it's breaking up, so you're getting these pockets of darkness where the froth isn't there, which each one of them had let the sunlight through, so appropriating that. There could be bubbles and then letting sunlight through, and you know, because it amplify it, you know what I mean, in that kind of sense. But I better go now because I'll my video split up. Alright, so nice one, cheers, thank you.